Welcome to our latest tutorial on how to add an extra touch of magic to your potion by animating the liquid inside. Let's see how. At Pixlways, we're also passionate about stock photography and have curated a collection of high-quality reference packs that are perfect for concept artists, material designers, digital sculptors, and digital painters. Our reference packs include tree skin, cliff and rock, and plant textures, all carefully selected to help inspire your creativity and take your projects into the next level. So, whether you're looking for inspiration or a useful tool to enhance your workflow, be sure to check out our reference packs by clicking on the link in the description. The liquid we used before is not designed for animation purpose. So to make a liquid animation, make a new sphere, UV sphere, and scale it down. And let's hide the old one for now by pressing H and select this new one. Press slash to isolate this and go to edit mode by pressing tab and select this upper part and delete this by pressing X and faces. Alright, then go to edit mode, press 2 and this loop, select this loop and press F, I for inset, and delete this face by pressing X face. Then select this loop again and press Ctrl F and create fill. And then this loop and Ctrl B for bevel for 2 segments. Alright, then go to the modifiers and select subdivision surface for 2 level and go back to object mode, right click and shade smooth, like so. Now we are using the wave modifier. So go to modifiers and select the wave. Now by pressing space, you got this. All right. Also, you can add the timeline panel. So go here and add another panel and put this on the timeline. So like this. You can press this play button to see your animation too. All right. So what is this wave modifier? Let's collapse this one. All right. Here we have some parameters which we are going to adjust. You have the height, which is your height of your wave. You can go high and down like this. You can make it lower. And you have the width, which is the width of your wave. You can go high and down. All right. And also the narrowness, which makes your wave narrow or less narrow. All right, like this. And also you have the so many parameters, but we are going to check the speed too. So you can turn down the speed like this. All right, let's put this on the default value and something like this. So basically we are using this modifier for our animation. This is not so complicated, so easy to adjust and to reach our result. So I'm going to put the height on 0.1 like this and the width on 1.3, also the narrowness on 2.5 like so. Also put the speed on 0.1. And another cool thing about this modifier is you can change this start position, which now it's from center. You can change this by going to a start position and change this position from Y and X axis. So we can put this on 1 or 2, and you get this cool animation. Look at this, so cool. And you can change this position to see how you like this. So for now, I'll put this on just 2 meters for the X axis, and you get this result. So let's add another one with a different position. So you can just click here and duplicate the modifier, then just a little higher height, and let's change the position to, for example, 1 for the X and 2 for the Y. And let's see, we change the position and this is the result. So cool, so interesting. I really love that. So let's add the last one. Duplicate this one and go to setting. I'm going to decrease the height, something like this, and width for 1.4 and the narrowness 1.5. Change the Y position to 1 and increasing a little bit the speed, and this is the result. So you can add as many wave modifier as you want, just play with the setting. You can get so many different variation, cool result, and have fun with this. All right, now we made our waves, but we have a big problem. As you can see, these waves also affect the bottom part of our mesh, which we don't want that. We want this wave to only affect the surface of our liquid. So to solve this problem, we are going to use the vertex group. To do so, go to edit mode by pressing tab, all right, and select these upper vertices here, also this part, like this, and then go to the object data properties, and under the vertex group, add a new one, call this top, and hit assign. Now go to modifier under the wave, and under the vertex group, select your vertex group. So let's test this out. If you play the animation, as you can see, it's only affect the vertices which you selected. So let's add this to other modifiers. Add it to this one and to this one too. And let's see. Very cool, very nice. We just solve this and it's only affect the surface. Let's check this liquid into our bottle. Let's go back by pressing slash and press space to play, and all right, it's pretty cool. Now let's loop our animation. So we have our waves, perfect. But as you see, we have nothing at the first frame. At the first frame, you start your waves, which this gonna break your seamless loop, because if you go to your last frame, as you can see, you have waves, but at the first frame you have nothing, so it's gonna break your loop, seamless loop. So to solve this problem, you have to pre-start your waves from somewhere here. To do that, go to your wave modifier. Let's turn off this one. Go to your wave modifier, and under the time you have to offset your time to a negative number. For our first modifier, I'm going to offset to negative 13.5. For the second one, I'm going to use negative 27, and for our last one, I'm going to use negative 2. And put the end frame on 53. So here is our loop animation, seamless loop. So Why I'm using these numbers for the offset and for the end frame, I have no idea. To be honest, I tried out different numbers and here is what I came up with. Because it's so complicated to calculate these settings and find out which end frame going to gives you a seamless loop. Because if you change this setting, for example, if you change this width, you can see you will break your seamless animation. So it's so delicate, this setting, going to break everything. And you have 3 different waves with different setting. So if you have any clue on how to calculate this setting and going to reach out what end frame going to gives you a seamless result, seamless loop animation, please leave a comments below. We made this seamless loop animation and now let's continue on our particle. Now let's adjust our particle system. To do so, let's unhide our last liquid. As you can see, if I play this animation, we got this kind of particle animation, which we don't want that. But we can copy this particle into our new liquid. Let's isolate these two by pressing slash, and let's select the new one and the old one into our modifier. Select this arrow and copy to select it. And it's going to copy our particle. So let's hide this again. As you can see, if I play this animation, we got this result, which we don't want that. We want these particles to appear, go up, and disappear. To do so, let's go to your particle properties and put the start frame to something negative, like the waves we are going to pre-start our particle. Put this to something like -10, and frame to 120, and lifetime to 20, and life randomness to 1. Let's go down to velocity, put the normal to 0.01, and under the under the field weights, put the gravity to -0.05, and let's play. All right, let's go up and put the numbers to 200, and I think it's okay, maybe 150, and I think it's okay. All right, the last thing we are going to do is linking the material. So to do that, go back, unhide the old liquid, select these two, isolate, and select our new liquid, press shift and select other one, press Ctrl L and link material. So now we have our old liquid material into our new one. Let's hide this one and let's go back. Now we can render our animation. For the render, I'm going to render an image sequence. To do that, go to your output setting and put your resolution to whatever you want. I'm putting 1080 and frame rate on 30. Frame start from 1 to 53, and put your output folder here, and PNG and RGBA, color depth 8, and other setting. And let's go to render properties. Cycle, I'm using CPU, and max sample, I'm using 500 for the end result, and also check the noise. Don't forget to do that. Also, under the film, don't forget to check the transparent and transparent glass. Also, don't forget to turn on your lights and other elements. After that, let's see, this is the result. So after that, you can go to render and hit render the animation. So now it's going to render. Oh, this is because we have to turn this off into our end result, into our render. So that's why. So now go to render and hit render animation. Now it's going to render frame by frame or animation. So the render is done. This is my result. Let's open a new Blender. Go to File, New, and Video Editing. Under the sequence, press Shift A and go to Image Sequence and select your, actually, let's go to our result. Select your first frame, press A to select all, and add image strip. So this is the result. If for any reason your sequence going to play backward, you can go to your setting here, which by pressing N you can find this. Go to your video setting and reverse frame. So just in case, remind that, and let's turn this frame into 1080 up here into our output properties. Put this on 1080 like so, and this one to 30 frame. And I think this animation is a little fast. We can decrease the speed by selecting this strip and go to time, and under speed factor put this on 0.9 maybe, or 0.8. Let's see. I think it's okay. So by scrolling your mouse, you can zoom in your timeline. So the last number is your last frame. And we can put this end frame at 66. And now we have our loop. Actually, I think we can decrease the speed to 0.7 or 0.75. Yeah, and put the end result end frame to 17 like so. And let's scale it down under the transform scale, put sign 0.95. Also, I made a background. Let's add this by pressing Shift A and image. I'm adding this background, but I have to put this under this sequence. Let's put this up and let's stretch this into our timeline and let's play this. All right, cool. Also, we can have some adjustments, color adjustments into our sequence. So select the image sequence, and here we have modifier. You can add a curve. Let's increase the contrast, increase the brightness, like so. So before and after. Actually, I'm also add a movement to this bottle and to the label. You can add this simple movement to your animation too. Also, we can add brightness and contrast. Let's increase the brightness. Oh, not too much. And contrast. Also, we can select our sequence, press Shift A, and go to Effect Strip and add glow. And select the glow, go to a strip, and this is Effect Strip setting. Just play with the setting and see what's going to work for you. And that's pretty much it. If you're happy with this result, you can render this animation. Go to your output setting and put an output folder under the file format. Select FFmpeg video. Under the encoding, select MPEG-4 and video codec for H.264 and the quality to high quality. And then go to render and render the animation. Then you can close this, and this is your result. You can use other software to render your image sequence. For example, I also used Adobe After Effects to render my image, which is this one. In After Effects, you have freedom to do more stuff too. For example, this particles is moving. Actually, it's so a small movement. I'm not sure you can see this or not, but you can do more actually post editing on your image, on your motion, on your render. So just try different software and try out which is match for your purpose. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next part.